Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 44 of Quarantine Songs. We've got a pretty exciting episode coming up for you tonight. We've got In Veil and Apricity, who both released very cool new music videos recently, and we're going to take a bit of a deep dive into both of those. So first up, we got In Veil coming up with us. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hi, we're good.
Hi.
Nice. I'm good. I'm good. I've been looking forward to this for a little bit now, so I'm yeah excited for us to be here. I've been doing Indie Week all stuff this week, so I'm excited to do some Dropout stuff.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we're very excited to be here too.
Yes,
Nice.
yeah.
A little nervous, but also excited.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Tell us a little bit about your band and your music.
Sure. So I'm Hazy Vale. I am the lead singer and co-songwriter and co-producer of In Veil. And yeah, I do a little bit of rapping. I do a lot of kind of soulful singing as well on that. That's more of my background. So yeah, now I'm just combining the two for something a little bit more new. How about you?
I'm Adi Cernia. I am the producer and the guitarist and I guess, instrumentalist, because I do a lot of keyboards and other things as well in the project. And yeah, I've been doing music for quite a little bit of time, and this is the most exciting project I've ever been part of. We only started basically 1 year ago, but this is by far the best thing so far.
Nice.
Excited about it.
That's awesome. Well, it is. Yeah, it's exciting music. What you guys are doing is really cool. So I can't wait to see how much farther this goes.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'm just going to I'll throw out a few notes here, and then I'm actually going to play your guys' music video so people know what we're talking about here. But
Perfect.
yeah, thank you again, everybody's tuning in. In case you missed the introduction here, we're here with Unveil, and we got Apricity coming up next. Um, so yeah, this is a series that we kind of started just during quarantine to make sure that we could talk to bands and keep everybody kind of sane and keep the music going because we can't go out to bars or do that kind of stuff anymore.
No.
We
Yeah.
this is live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you guys are watching from any of those locations, you can ask some questions for them or any comments, and they'll come up right on the screen here. We've also got a tip jar set up at www.quarantinesongs.com. If you guys do want to send any donations to the bands, that goes 100% to all the artists. So that's just something we're trying to do to keep the music flowing here.
Amazing.
Um, Nice. And we do got some comments coming in here. Hey, Victoria, Tamara,
Hi.
Hi.
nice, and Julie there. Nice to see all you guys. Thank you for joining us. So like I was saying, I'm gonna play their new video, Lunatic, which is doing extremely well, and then we'll have a little chat about this in a few minutes. You know what? That has no audio, so that's not very helpful.
C'est la vie.
Yeah,
It is
there you
about
go.
you.
I will find a version with the audio. I'll get that in here. Yeah, do you guys want to talk a little bit about, you know what? Maybe we'll wait for the video. I'll get that downloaded. But if you guys can you tell us how this band came together, how you guys kind of started, and what your path has been? I know things got kind of messed up by COVID there.
It did,
Um,
yeah.
but can you talk about
So,
your journey to where you are now?
so we started off both working in different projects. So Addie was in a band called My Frost, and I was working with a producer by the name of Matt DiMatteo. And we basically met at like a metal party, whatever, and started talking music. Turns out we're both musicians. And I'll admit that I was hesitant to try it out because I never made metal music before. I was kind of coming from a very like poppy and also jazzy kind of background. So it took a while for him to convince me, but then I was like, let's make metal, but let's infuse it with like, funk and hip hop and all these things that I love. And yeah, and that started in November was when we kind of started writing our first song of last year.
Nice. And then you guys squeezed one show in before everything kind of went downwards, right?
Barely.
We barely, yeah, it was literally like a week before the quarantine started that we actually got our first show in, which was good. We helped raise $2,000 towards cancer research in Canada. So we're very happy about that. And we shared the stage with people like Lindsay Schoolcraft, who's a Juno-nominated musician, as well as Sam Astaroth, who is actually in the music video with us. So yeah, it was very cool.
That sounds like quite the mix of music that was there that night.
Yeah, no, it was. It was. Johnny No Cash was also there.
Nice.
Heard of Carmen North. She was also there. So we shared the stage with some very, very talented and well-established musicians. So we were very lucky for that to be our first and hopefully not final show.
Yeah, no, hopefully not final. I might not be able to get the music video going here. Sorry, guys.
Oh, not a worry.
Cool. Julie's saying she missed quarantine songs. Yeah, we have not been doing them as much lately. When we first started this, I was doing them like every other day, because I thought quarantine was going to be very short. But now we are here 9 months later, and we are still in this. Still no concerts. What are you guys' thoughts on kind of the future of music in Toronto? Do you think we're going to be having shows sometime early next year? Anytime next
Quite honestly,
year?
I think this is going to take much longer than we were hoping for. As you can see, a lot of venues are shutting down. I think, honestly, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but it will be probably 3 years, if not more, before we go anywhere near to where it used to be before quarantine. And this is why it's important for every artist to try to find other ways to, make music and promote their music, because it will happen, but it will be very different. And when everything comes back, I am pretty sure the whole scene will look very different from what it used to be.
Yeah,
definitely. What do you think some of the differences are going to be?
Well, for example, like I know that a lot of our true and tried venues are shutting down. Like when I heard that the Mod Club shut down, I was like, oh my God.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it was formerly called The Bite. I don't know what it was called now. But it was like a big venue next to Sneaky D's. I can't remember what it's called now. But they were also shut down.
The Hideout.
Hideout, there you go.
Hideout,
I
yes.
was there in like 2013, and at that point it was called The Bite. So in my head, it's. Yeah, so we'll have to see. I think people are still going to be doing live shows. It's just where, right?
Right. Yeah, it's crazy how quickly all of these venues have shut down.
Yeah, totally.
What are some of your guys' favorite venues to go out to? Hopefully they're still there. Oh yeah, Victoria's throwing in the Hideout there. Oh, Tamara's saying the scene will explode when things get back to normal. That part I think for sure. Like once there is live music, I know I personally am going to I don't know. I am going to dance until the night ends and they kick me out of there. Like I can't wait to get back to a show.
Same here,
Yeah. Also, just want to give a little shout out to Victoria because she's actually the newest addition to our band.
Oh, Victoria.
Hi, Victoria. Thank you
Nice.
for tuning in. She's a very talented woman. Very happy to have her. Very excited
Nice.
where we go with it. So
Well, let's talk about that. What's Victoria's new part in this in Veil?
So she's doing a bit of backup singing and a little bit of synth playing. And also her and I look quite a bit alike. So we're going to be doing a bit of like a twinning thing together just to kind of add to the theme and whatever.
Nice.
She's actually going to be starring in our next music video titled Salome. So we're very excited to have her.
Nice. That's awesome.
Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's saying thank you. So sweet. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see this with the new edition. And yeah, sorry, I don't think you guys answered. I feel like I started asking a question and changed it. But what were some of your guys' favorite Toronto venues to go see shows pre-COVID?
Oh.
Well, we used to go to a lot of shows before, right? So Blind was definitely on the list. Opera House, Mod Club for the bigger-ish venues were always there for a lot of shows we want to go out to. But even other places like Cherry Colas, we used to go there a lot. That's actually where we met the first time around.
Cherry Colas, yeah.
Nice.
Typo Negative cover show. Oh yeah.
I was doing a little bit.
Well, thank you, Cherish. Look what you put together.
With this cover band, Zero Tolerance, and yeah, that's happened there. And what other venues? The Garrison was always there for metal acts and stuff that we love.
The Rock Pile. Love the Rock Pile. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, we got Alyssa in here. Hey,
Alyssa.
Hi.
Cool. Yeah, that's
Too bad.
God, yeah, I'm really missing these venues right now.
So are we.
So are we, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, so yeah, you guys seems I get like you guys were kind of new. Like this band anyway is new to the scene, but it doesn't seem like you guys are new to the scene at all. You guys have been doing different projects and all that kind of stuff. What would you say are some of your favorite local bands that are kind of in your guys' scene?
So I would say that I really love Johnny No Cash. I really love Queens and Kings. I really love Mandolin Knot. I don't know if you know anything about her, but she's amazing. She just released a really impeccable music video. And also, they're not really local band because they're big out there, but like the Birthday Massacre, who's like one of their bandmates is actually helping us with some of the production in the future.
Cool.
And Lindsay Schoolcraft, and obviously Astaroth Incarnate with Sam Astaroth, because we just love those guys. And yeah,
Nice.
really good show.
Nice. I think maybe I have your music video with some sound here. Sorry everybody for the technical difficulties, but it will. That seems like a good point to jump into that, which is featuring.
Yeah, let's do it. Straight up.
I've been talking to ghosts. They can tell you the most. Kick, a TikTok, this red,
Awesome. There we go with the sound and everything.
Yay!
So yeah, that video did really incredible. Tamara, I'm so proud of these guys. You guys kill it. So
Thank you,
true.
Tamara.
Thank
That's insane.
you.
Thanks, Elisa.
Shout outs from Queens and Kings. Um, cool. But yeah, that video is already at over 80,000 views, and it just came out about a month ago, I would say, somewhere in there. But were you guys expecting it to kind of blow up like this?
No, we weren't at all. I mean, we released one other video which did like relatively well, like for a local scene level, because it got around 16,000 views. But 80,000 was like beyond us. Like we were hoping we'd get somewhere like that, but maybe like a fifth video down, not second
Yeah.
video. So we were very excited.
Nice. What do you think attributed to its success?
For some reason, most of our views are actually coming from Latin America. So I think
Okay.
the Uno Dos in there, and Addie's like a whiz when it comes to Premiere Pro and editing. And he really, killed himself trying to make sure that every transition was like with the beat. And I do think that keeps it really going. And, we try to be funny but dark and just like a lot of contrast, because that's what we're about at In Veil is contrast. We love contrast. So
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. And that song you guys started just writing after COVID kind of started. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind that song?
So originally it was actually going to be called COVIDiots, and then I realized that would be insanely offensive. But it basically came from just seeing people like shit posting all over my Facebook. I was just really annoyed by everything I saw. I was just like, how do people believe these things? And just like we're living in an era of misinformation, and I think COVID really proved that. And I wanted to kind of write something about my frustration with it, like all these idiots in my head saying all this shit. I can't get them out, So.
And then things turn out a bit more political, right? Because like while we were writing everything, and Hazy's the one writing all the lyrics, I'm just
The instrumentalist.
the drummer boy. It all turned because we're always watching the news. We're always, kind of attuned to what's going on, and we think we have pretty strong, like, social values, and we saw a lot of stuff going, off the wagon, and we try to incorporate more of that into the song because
Specifically the George Floyd murder, like it really hit home for us, and so we kind of wanted to like try to talk about it a little bit with the music too. Even though it's a little bit fun and it's a little bit whatever, it's still pressing upon some very, very real and important like atrocities. So yeah.
that's part of the horror that life is sometimes, when things are getting really bad. And we are pretty political in the sense that we pay close attention to what's going on in the world. And, certain things are really bad out there. Like we had proof recently of how crazy things can get in the US election, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And to us, it's very important and inspirational to write about real things. We'll always throw, a comedic element in there because, you cannot always be so serious.
Yeah.
You have to make fun of certain things and, treat
We love to make
things.
fun.
But, the subject matter is still pretty grave and important.
Nice. How important do you think politics are in music? Some bands like to dive right into it. Some bands like to stay away from it. What's your stance on that?
I have one word: sepultura.
Nice.
It's always been important, especially rock and roll, because you were actually talking about real issues, and you have a fan base, and you are projecting that stuff, and people will pay attention through the medium that's closest to their hearts. It's not superficial. It's a message that has to be put out there, and music is probably one of the best conduits.
And if there's one thing we rockers know how to do, it's sticking it to the man. So we like doing that here.
What she said.
I agree. Yeah, I completely agree. I really appreciate the bands that don't shy away from those things and do try to make political comments because of exactly what you said. People connect to the medium that they like to connect to, and when people listen to music, like they're listening to it. As
Mhm.
opposed to, when you watch a movie, you're not necessarily going to leave with like a message that movie, it was nice. You just spent the experience, but I feel like a lot of people's songs, they really take those words into account. So yeah, I think it's super important. So I like that answer that she gave.
It's not super necessary, but I think that if you want to talk about it, then do it.
Yeah,
And I feel like rock and roll is a super effective way to do so. Like one of my favorite bands is like Rage Against the Machine. So, and or Fishbone, who are also very political. So,
nice. Yeah, let's talk about some influences. What are your musical and non-musical influences?
so for me, I really love horror movies, and in terms of music, like I'm really into like Rob Zombie. I used to be a huge Marilyn Manson fan, not so much anymore, but he still definitely influences me. I love Sia in terms of like singing, and I'm honestly all over the map, to be perfectly honest. But for In Veil specifically, the inspirations are like Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Sia, Fishbone, and like Rammstein is like a huge inspiration too.
Nice.
For me, on the other hand, I come from a more doom symphonic metal kind of background. That's some of the stuff that I've done in the past. My other band that's still active, My Frost, we're pretty much doing doom metal. So, very stuff that touches the heart, but it's also heavy and kind of beautiful. And bands that inspire me, I can call Anathema, Tiamat, My Dying Bride was one of my best influences. But also going into this project, we try to refocus things on other things that are pumpier and more appealing. Because let's be honest, the doom stuff only can go so far. And Rammstein is definitely on my list. Gojira as well.
Yeah, Gojira for sure.
Nice. Julie's saying, congratulations on the video. Brazil sends hugs. Sepultura is her favorite band.
Obrigado, Brazil.
Nice. Yeah, and so on Lunatic, you guys have Sam Astaroth on there from Astaroth Incarnate. How do you guys know him? That seems like it seems like a match made in heaven, but
Oh, we
between
love
between
him.
you guys.
I go back with Sam over 6 years. Like I only moved to Toronto about 7 years ago, and then that's when I started making music here. I used to live in Montreal before, and yeah, I met Sam actually when he was just starting off his band Astaroth, later turned into Astaroth Incarnate, and yeah, we kind of went on our journeys together, trying to develop the bands and the music, and lately we know Sam pretty well, and he wanted to explore other things. He's a very great collaborator. He likes to,
Genre bend, which
Yeah.
is not really that common in metal. Like usually, especially in the kind of metal he does, like people stick with that alone.
Yeah.
He's kind of looking to outsource and to explore other genres because he sees the value in that. So yeah.
And I actually had an amazing experience with him because he also contributed to my other band, My Frost, the doom metal band I was talking about. He was, guesting one of the tracks. We also did a couple of live shows with him on it. So yeah, that's how it started.
Nice. Samara's just saying she bucked My Frost. Great band. Great guys.
Thank you.
That was a great night. That was a really, really good night.
Ca-
I was the merch girl that night.
Tell me about it. Let me reminisce. It's like in the world that used to be live music. How was
Yeah.
that show?
It was amazing. It was really, really great lights. Tamara did an amazing job getting people out. She's one of those rare promoters who actually brings her own people to a show.
Yeah.
Very, very professional. Everything was totally set up the way it should have been. Just a very, very lovely woman to work with, and highly recommended to all the other local bands once we can actually get back out there. Probably
Yes.
the most professional on the local level for sure.
Nice. What's the name of your? If you want to put that in, so we can know the name of your company there, Tamara, in case any local acts are watching, which I'm sure there probably are.
I have to say, like from my end, that Tamara was probably one of the best promoters I worked with. Very professional, very straightforward. Just a very rewarding experience overall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do it again in a heartbeat.
What do you guys think it is about live music that just kind of creates that energy and that magic?
It's a trance,
Being replaced by things over the internet.
Yeah, it's the trance of it because you feel the bass, you feel the drums, you feel like the audio blasting in your ears, and then there's just like the magic that happens that only is replicated when the band's actually on stage, and Yeah, and you know, when it's a good venue and everything's working tickety boom, nothing's like weird, then you know. And even when it is weird, like people still don't always notice because they're just so into the fact that they're seeing a live band.
They also had a few beers.
Yeah.
That always helps. That's kind of a funny point too. That I was having a conversation with someone recently. You know, bands kind of stress out a lot when they're on stage, when things aren't going quite right and things seem a little bit weird. But if you talk to the fans, the people in the audience, they almost never notice those kind of things. Like when you're on stage, it seems like, oh my god, like I can't believe this is happening. But then you go out and everybody's like, oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I always tell people like if somebody gets a compliment, don't tell them about what went wrong. Just say thank you so much because they didn't notice. You know.
Yeah, nice. As far as Blacktooth Grim Productions, thank you so much for the shout out. Nice. So yeah, that's the name of that. If yeah, hopefully we have shows again sometime soon. What kind of are you guys? I know it's so hard to plan the future right now, but what do you guys have coming up next or hoping to do when things do start reopening up a little bit?
So, oh well, for when things start reopening, that we haven't really considered yet because to be honest, we're still not convinced that it's going to be anytime soon. Although we are starting to, you know, rehearse again. In terms of what we're releasing as a band, we are going to be releasing a music video around like January or February, and that's going to be called Salome. It's definitely a little bit more on the like electronic poppier side, but it still has that really heavy element that Lunatic has. So yeah, very excited about that. And like I said, Victoria is going to be starring in it, and she's just such a wonderful entertainer. So we're excited.
Awesome.
Next thing will be we will be releasing an EP because we need to have the product out there. We're also very focused on whatever we can do under the current circumstances, right? So we're definitely focused on producing music, writing new stuff. We're probably planning to do perhaps, again, a streaming live set as well sometime in the near future. And, you know, just make the best of what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of all we can do right now. Hey, it's just kind of make the best of what's in front of us.
Pretty much.
Another thing I'd like to throw in here is that we're also very, we try to be very, you know, smart focused on how things work. So
I'm learning like some e-commerce and stuff online. There's actually this website called Savvy Musicians Academy, which I highly recommend. Sam uses it and Lindsay uses it to release all of her stuff. And you learn all about music marketing and like for online stuff. So I'm learning really interesting things on there.
Cool. Can I ask about what is your guys' like writing and recording process like? How do you guys get things from an idea down to what's going to be coming up for this next music video you have?
Typically, it starts with well, sometimes we have an idea where we want to go with a song, but more often than not, we
drink wine.
We drink Lindemann wine. There's this white wine. I think it's an Ontario wine. I actually have a bottle in there. You know,
for Till Lindemann from Rammstein. That's like our inspiration.
Shout out to Lindemann. So how it typically works, Hazy is amazing at, you know, writing music and lyrics and
I do it on the spot, like
singing. Yeah, like 5 minutes done.
Nice.
Really amazing.
I'm gonna have to ask you about that afterwards.
I try to focus on the structure first, you know, write a few riffs, patch it together. Is this interesting? Is this cool? Let's drop this stuff. Sounds like shit, but this stuff could be interesting. Let's try to work with it. Then try to patch together a structure. And then, you know, Hazy comes in and we start the magic. And then obviously every song gets transformed. We're very lucky to be able to do a lot of this at home.
We have a studio in our room. So.
We actually got it 10 days ago. So
yeah.
Yes, congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
we live together. We have a studio home that makes things so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of experience with like sound recording and stuff, and it's fairly easy to write together here.
Nice. Yeah, you just mentioned you get a lot of your songs nailed out, the lyrics for them in like 5 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Is that you just kind of have inspiration going through you? It's ready to go out, or what's the
I just have a lot of experience. Like I've worked in studio basically since I was like 20. So, and right now I'm 28, so it's been 8 years of that. And then also before that, I was actually in like a professional children's choir, and we did a lot of like touring and all this kind of stuff. So I just have a lot of music experience. So I guess just all that built up music experience helped me get to a point where I can just write quickly. And I guess maybe I'm just creative minded. I don't know. I have a lot of fun doing it, so it's easy.
Hazy performed in front of the Queen, actually.
It's my claim to fame.
In front of the Queen.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth II.
What's the story there?
Well, I was in this professional children's choir, and we were doing a tour, and at the same time, the royal family was doing a tour of Canada. They were visiting all of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just got booked to go to Parliament and basically sing in front of HRH Elizabeth II, so Her Royal Highness. So
that's pretty crazy.
To do a little curtsy. I don't think she appreciated it because I didn't know how to do it properly, but
Nice.
Yeah.
That's quite the story. I don't think many people can say that.
From the Queen to rock and roll, you know.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. God save the Queen.
Exactly.
Nice. Cool. So we're just past 8. So Mandy should be coming on here. Apricity should be coming on pretty soon here. Is there do you guys got any kind of messages for anybody who is feeling a little bit down during these times? I know we're going through some crazy stuff. So is any I know bands and artists can sometimes word these things better. So you guys got any messages for everybody?
So the message that I would say is, I know that it's really tempting to just fall into like a depressive hole and just to feel like everything is doom and gloom, but everything always comes back. Like fortune has a way of always turning its wheel back to being good. So just give it a little bit of time, use this time to pick up a new skill, learn about yourself, and that's it.
And stay hopeful. There are a lot of beautiful things that come through, just hoping into
existence.
Yeah. Into existence. And it's a lot easier than it seems. And, focus on stuff that's really important to you. Focus on, improving your personal skills as well during this time.
Nice. That's good advice. And so if people want to follow you to keep up with the journey and see this upcoming music video and all that kind of stuff, where's the best place to find you?
So YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, you can find us all there.
Nice. And it's all just under In Veil?
All under In Veil, except that our Instagram is In Veil Music.
Cool. Okay, that's easy enough then. Yeah, unless you guys got anything else, I really appreciate you guys coming on here. This has been a great.
Thank you for having us. It was a wonderful experience.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Yeah, anybody who hasn't already, make sure to. Actually, you know what? I will put the link down into the chat here so everybody can follow you guys there. What would you say is your main social media there?
Probably Facebook.
Facebook, okay. And sorry, I do have one more question. If people are going to listen to one of your songs, which one would you recommend?
I think my two favorite are Lunatic and Slow Lane. So, and all of that is available, Spotify, YouTube, wherever. So check it out.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully the next one, Salome, will be.
We have high hopes for Salome. So
Nice.
We're on that.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Have a good rest of your night. Cool. So yeah, that was In Veil. That was great. We got Apricity coming up next here. Just before she comes on, I'm gonna play you her latest music video, and yeah, then we're gonna jump into an interview with her. So yeah, make sure to stick around.
As I lay here like a ghost in your arms.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm here with Apricity. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I just want to say hi to anybody who might be new tuning in here. We're episode 44 Quarantine Songs. We just had In Veil on for an interview, and now we got Apricity to talk about some music and her new video, which she's got
Uh-huh.
coming up. So yeah, how's your day
Pretty
been so
busy.
far?
Pretty busy for sure. Cold. Not as nice as it has been the last few days. So that's a little disappointing. Winter is definitely here in Canada. So
Yeah, we had such a beautiful last few weeks that it seems disappointing the weather we got today.
I know. Oh well, but the sun was out, so that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, it could be
Yeah,
worse. I guess like Saskatchewan and Alberta have snow and all that kind of stuff, so it could be. Yeah, we're doing okay.
we are absolutely.
Nice. So yeah, do you just kind of want to do a quick introduction about yourself? Tell people who you are and describe a little bit about your music.
So I just launched my first single and my first music video ever on October 30th. Called All My Lies, which was written by Keith Varon, who is a US writer. And he actually just had a #1 hit with Travis Barker. And if you don't know who Travis Barker is, he's the drummer for Blink 182. So they just had a Billboard #1 hit. So I was pretty lucky to score this song from him and work on it. So I've only been working on this song for about a year now. So it took me about a year to get it out and get the video out. So I guess that's not really a long time. So I think I had some luck in my corner, but I'm definitely very grateful, and it's turned out really well. And I got to meet you and a lot of other fabulous people. So here I am.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's doing extremely well. Like you said, this is your first song to come out, and you're at over 15,000 views on YouTube, and it's only been out for just over a week now. Um, were, were you expecting this kind of for that? And how is people's response so far? What are people telling you about it?
Honestly, I mean, we always have an expectation. You don't want to say you have one, but we always have one in our head. So
Yeah,
I was just hoping I'd get a couple of hundred hits. So it was a little bit crazy the first couple of days when it started going up, and now obviously it's over 15,000 hits in just over a week. So that's, I mean, just thanks to everybody that's been watching the video, and obviously your team put that together for me, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's a little overwhelming, and I definitely have to say I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised, and super happy about it.
nice. I do just want to remind everybody watching, in case you're tuning in now, we're streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you're on any of those platforms and you have any questions for Apricity, you can feel free to throw them in there and we'll get them up on the screen, or any comments.
As long as they're not hard questions.
Yeah, I'll filter them, but there's a chance your question will go
Okay.
up. But yeah, you worked with oh, I'm drawing a blank right now. You worked with Tom McKay of Exeter Studios
Yep.
on
So
that track. Do you want to talk about that experience?
I did. So Thomas McKay used to be in the band Joy Drop. So any big 90s alternative people should remember him. He's been in a few other big bands, but that's the one that stands out the most to me. So I was very lucky to meet with him and have him take me on to work on this song and produce this song. And it was definitely a little scary working with someone who's well known and who's been in the industry for a while. So I was a little fearful, that's for sure, when I first went to meet with him. And he's a great guy. He made everything just very easy. He is a tyrant, so he is a person that will push you to work, but he definitely spends a lot of time investing in the people he works with. So he was definitely a pleasure, and I've learned a lot from him, and I'm very grateful to have him on my team.
Nice. Yeah, and how was the experience of getting everything recorded? This was your first your first single coming out. So how was it? Was it how you expected it, or did it go a little bit differently? And how was that process?
I mean, I've done some some demos in the past, so I kind of had a little bit of an understanding how it worked. But going into Thomas's studio, felt a little vulnerable. You're working with a bigger name, and so I was on my best behavior, if I can say that. that. We spent quite a few hours just going through everything, making sure everything was perfect, change a few things just to make it fit. And it was a great learning experience for me. But, I came out learning more than what I went in with, obviously. And when I left, I just wanted to do it all over again.
Nice, nice. And I guess I'll touch on that in a bit because you did go back to work on it again, and you got some more
Yeah.
stuff coming out. But yeah, let's talk about that music video a little bit. There's a lot of little cool behind the scenes stuff there. It was filmed at Country Heritage Parks in Milton. Do you want to tell the viewers about that place, because it is something pretty special and not something that everybody knows about yet.
It is. So the Heritage Park in Milton is a private park, and they take in heritage buildings. And most of these heritage buildings are supposedly haunted. In fact, I believe the Jensen house that we filmed in, which was also used in Anne of Green Gables, has been placed on Canada's Most Haunted. And originally, there have been known to have 14 people living in that homestead back in the day in the 1800s. And Mrs. Jensen and her husband, they were at wit's end at one point, so she wasn't very man-friendly, should I say. So they had they had some readers go into the house, and this was actually just before we filmed there, and they said they felt a presence of 6 or 7 different spirits. So that was really neat to be able to film in a home like that. I love horror movies and history and ghosts and things like that. So to be able to use that homestead was pretty cool. And I know there's a few things that happened probably around 1 a.m. going into 3 a.m. when we were still there. That a few of us felt. So I don't know if it was just we were tired or, if there was something going on, but you're filming in a home that has no electricity, and we were filming in 40 plus degree weather. So that might have had something to do with it, but I'd like to think it was more the spirits in the house.
Yeah,
But cool place.
You've got a pretty crazy story about the doll in there when you were doing the
Oh, right.
inspection.
So when I went to look at the site and I took a video, and I went into the room where they had the doll, which is in the beginning of the video, and there was also a photo album that had been passed down from the family, and I think it was 1836 or 1840, around there. And I had taken a video of this, and of course took a video of the house and photos. Well, I left, and that was the only video that wasn't on my phone, and I had taken it. So that really creeps me out. And I was telling you about that, and I can't get over that because I know I took the video, I looked at it before I left, it was on my phone, and then it just vanished. So I don't know if that had something to do with the doll. The doll was apparently belonged to the young son who passed at a young age, not sure why, but I don't know if that had something to do with it, but it definitely was creepy. So, and it's a creepy looking doll.
Yeah, the doll was creepy enough without you telling that story.
For sure. But it was a great experience, and I'm very thankful to the Heritage Park, Jamie, the CEO there, for letting us film there. It was just awesome. They let us have a run of the park, and we also used their church that was built in I think 1846, and very grateful to them for having us and putting up with us. I think we were good to have there, though, weren't we?
Well, I hope so. Anyway. There was also this one's not in a lot of music videos, but there was a real life raven, Jack. How was working with Jack?
Jack was a lot bigger than what I thought he would be, and I think we could all say that when he came out of the crate. And yeah, he was a real life raven. I think that brought the video to life, to have a real animal in it, and he he just fit the profile of the story we were trying to tell. And I think Jack was having a good night. To some degree, he was well behaved, but he definitely wasn't a people person. So we had to be very, very wary of where we were and where Jack was. But it was great to have them, and thanks to Toronto Animal Wranglers, of course, for providing Jack for us.
Yeah, yeah, they were fantastic. And yeah, that scene was shot in like a church from the 1800s,
Right.
which is crazy enough in itself.
An old United Church. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it was super cool. And I know you mentioned the building there was in Anna Green Gables. Did you? It was also in one of those heritage minutes,
Oh, right,
the
right.
original
Yes,
one. Yeah,
yes.
which is pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely recommend anybody who hasn't checked this place out, if you're in the area. They're yeah, super cool.
Yeah, right off the 401, so it's easy to get to, and they're not open to the public due to COVID, but they will do private tours, and they have a website, and they're also on Instagram and Facebook.
Nice. Yeah, and you've had a pretty crazy couple weeks since this music video came out. I know there's been some labels reached out to you. You're going to be on the news. You got all kinds of exciting things coming up. Do you kind of want to talk about the craziness that has been your last week and a half since this video dropped?
I like to keep secrets,
Okay.
so but I definitely it's been a little bit overwhelming, to be honest with you. Some of the people that have reached out to me, and I think that's just great because it just shows we put together something that other people enjoyed, as well as us, because it's always good to say, hey, I thought that was great, but when you actually get feedback from other people, and you get the same vibe, it makes you feel good. So it's definitely been a good time for me, and I've started to meet a lot of people in the industry, and again, it's a learning experience, right? So I've just started doing this, and every day is, I learn something new. So I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Fantastic. I know you said you like to keep some secrets. Do you want to talk about your TV appearance coming up, though, or is that staying in the secret files for now?
We will be doing a TV appearance on Global, so stay tuned, and I will announce that on Instagram and Facebook, but that will be coming up early December.
Nice. Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm giving away things.
Oh, that's okay.
Everybody might be getting too much of a scoop here. Uh, but yeah, no, it's beautiful to see what has come of this so far. And I feel like it really says a lot about, sometimes it takes putting things out into the world for the world to start giving all these things kind of back.
For sure.
How do you feel about that? What pushed you to really make this push and start getting the music out now?
Honestly, I started looking into this about 2 years ago when I wanted to do it again. As a child, I was involved, but it's you go to school and you get a job, and you got to pay your own bills, and
Yeah.
life goes on. But I always wanted to do this, so I started really looking into it and looking for songs, and I have written some songs. So I was going through songs last Christmas, and then I went in and made some demos at a recording studio in Guelph, Royal, just in Guelph. There are great people to work with. And just to see if it was something I wanted to continue to do. And I did it, and I thought, this is great. I am going to get back into this. So it kind of just opened up from there. And of course, then COVID hit. But for myself, it actually wasn't as negative because I was able to work with people that perhaps I wouldn't have been able to. They would have been busy with other acts, or other things down the pipeline, and because that all got on hold, it sort of opened just a little crack for me. So it wasn't all bad. I mean, I like to try and look at the positive, but it's been ongoing since then, and now I'm hard pushed to get things done, and I feel really solid about what's going on and what's coming out after Christmas.
Nice. Yeah, do you wanna talk a little bit about what you got coming up next and what your plans for 2021 are?
So I'm working on my first EP. We are looking at releasing that shortly after the new year here. I'm working on that with Tom, and as you know, we're planning a video, which we're shooting this weekend. Rain, snow, winter, it doesn't matter, and that's pretty exciting, because this next song is a huge song for me. I love this next song that we're working on, with the video, so I'm super excited. And again, I'm very theme based, so I think if you follow me, you'll see that a song will come with a video that's very theme based, because that's kind of who I am. And it might have been, when I was young, I'd watch Marilyn Manson, or, people like that, or even Alice Cooper. Didn't really listen to him, but he was just such an awesome stage man. And I thought, if I ever get to perform, I want to put something together like that. So that might be where my brain's at with that.
Right on. Yeah, you just mentioned those couple artists. Who are some of your other influences, both music wise and some non-musical influences?
I would say music wise, I grew up in the UK, so listening to Kate Bush, Blondie, Bay City Rollers, Queen, Status Quo, bands like that. My family listened to, and then obviously, as a teenager, I really enjoyed listening to Atlantis, Evanescence, great band as well. So I think that's, it's they're all sort of rocky pop, alternative, and that's probably where my love of this is. But I've definitely grown, from listening to the Backstreet Boys into a few other a few other things now. So, but I like to listen to all kinds of music. So I'm also a big Enya fan, which is probably sounding a little bit odd, but I really, really enjoy listening to Enya too on some downtime. So, a little bit of everything.
Nice, nice. And yeah, like outside of bands, but whether it be books or art or just people in general, what are some other things that kind of influence your sound and your life, which kind of, I guess, affects your sound and your songs afterwards?
I'm a huge animal lover, so most of my time is spent looking after animals, horses, dogs. I've recently helped with a trap and release program for some feral cats. So I'm always involved with animals in some way, shape, or form. So that's something I just love. It's been with me since I was a small child, and I probably think about half of my days spent wondering how I'm going to help a certain animal or not help. So, um, politics, I love reading about politics, but I think we're all entitled to our own opinion. And if we don't agree, we need to respect how other people feel. So, there's been a lot going on in the world in the last probably 2 weeks with the US election, things going on in Canada. And again, we all have different views, and we just need to really respect one another, and listen to one another about why we feel the way we feel. I think people really need to be kind. I don't see a lot of that right now, and that can be very upsetting.
Absolutely, yeah. The world needs a lot more love in it right now.
For
That's for
sure.
sure. Um, yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy. It's a crazy time to be alive for so many reasons. It would be a long list to name.
So here I'm gonna interview the interviewer. I'm gonna flip this, and
Okay, you got a question?
I'm gonna ask you, what was your experience like working on this video? Because you've worked on tons of videos, and you've had some crazy ideas, and probably worked with a lot of crazy bands and crazy ideas. So here we go. My
Yeah,
question for you.
my experience was amazing. Yeah, for anybody who is not aware, I shot that video that was shown at the start for Apricity. Yeah, I had an amazing experience. Like it was a bit of a crazy idea that we had, going out to this old haunted place with no electricity. We had a real raven and plague doctors and ghosts and all these kind of things walking around. And it was fantastic. All of everybody who came out and helped. Benjamin and Shannon helped create that video with me, which was fantastic. all the actors and extras and everybody that we had there was super on board and excited, which made a huge difference. You know, when everybody is into the project, it really just creates an energy. And yeah, I think we were there shooting it till about 3 in the morning.
Yes, we
Um,
were.
but it was it was a wonderful shoot, and I'm very proud of how that turned out. And I had a great time. I was also probably more scared than I am at a lot of shoots. You know, it's super dark, middle of the night. I'm like going back to the other room to get like a different camera piece, and I'm like, oh, what was that in the corner? You know?
That was me hiding in the corner,
Yeah,
trying to catch Ben's foot.
you did. Yeah, Apricity definitely gave everybody a little scare. We're in a different room. We just heard like little noises, and everybody's like, "What is that?" And we're like, "No, it can't be. Like, this is just somebody hiding around the corner, right?" And luckily it was you. Nobody was injured or got, you know, nothing too crazy happened.
Yeah, so what you'll need to know is if you ever work with me, I'm a joker and I will always look to try and either scare you or play a joke on you. So that's just a FYI. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this next one with you. Um, so the next question I have for is my part of the interview done here?
Yes, okay.
Nice. I go back to my job.
You always want to interview the interviewer, don't you?
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good. I'm glad to answer that one. The next question I got for you, as an interviewer, I normally don't ask bands, but I know
Mm.
this probably hasn't been put out onto the internet yet. So why the name Apricity? What's the meaning behind that?
So why the name? Well, it puts like to me, there's a meaning behind it, but to me it puts light and dark together. So there's actually a Wikipedia meaning behind it, but for my meaning, it puts light and dark together. So that's what it meant to me. So it's the sun and the winter and the moon and the sunshine, but it was really the light and dark together, and that sort of represents who I am. I have a light side and then I have a very dark side, which you can see in my video there.
Nice. And for your upcoming album here, are these songs? If people have heard "All My Lies," would you say that it's going to be in that similar vein? Is it going to be going a slightly different vein, or what can fans expect from your album?
It will be very similar, very, very similar, heartfelt, throbbing music. So if you like the rock pop alternative, I think you will definitely like it. We have some wicked songs that we're working on, and I'm really proud of it.
Nice, nice. And when did you say your people can be expecting that to come out again?
We're looking at pushing this out in the early 2021. So probably around the same time as In Veil. Probably
Cool,
around the same time there. Yeah.
cool. Lots of great music coming
Yeah,
soon.
definitely.
Um, cool. And so we don't know when this is going to happen, but let's say COVID does go away at some
Hmm.
point. What are your musical plans for post-COVID?
So definitely want to start with an Ontario tour. Um, that would be fantastic. I've actually been talking about that with Tom. So we've been bantering back and forth a few ideas. But again, it's like everyone else. You're not sure what's going to happen, but I think you also have to pre-plan. So you have a plan in place, and we should all be positive. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that things get better, or we come up with ways that we can still enjoy the industry while managing COVID.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, that's the questions that I got for you here. Yeah, thank you very much for coming on. I guess yeah, this is your first live interview, so I really
It is,
appreciate you
yeah. Thank
doing
you.
this here with us on Dropout.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Um, Last question I'm gonna have,
Okay.
just because we are going through these crazy times. You got any messages of hope for the fans before we leave this one here?
You know, definitely we need to stay positive. I like to stay away from the news. The news can be a real downer. And I think you need to live your life and you need to do the things that you want to do within the boundaries that are set for us, and be safe and look after yourself and your family and your friends. But, keep your chin up.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, that's great advice. So yeah, that's it for tonight's episode then. I really appreciate you coming on here, giving us all these great answers. That's been Yeah, this has been a fun night. This between you and In Veil, I feel like those are two pretty awesome music videos. And I think your guys' fans kind of cross promote. So if you are a fan of In Veil, you should definitely check out Apricity. If you're a fan of Apricity, you should definitely go check out In Veil. This episode is going to be up for rewatch on Facebook and YouTube. So if you guys want to rewatch this, also all of the episodes are available at quarantinesongs.com. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you,
Yeah, thank
Apricity, one
you.
last time. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks. Good night.